After you watch this video, you will never have to suffer with an ingrown hair ever again. My name's Dr. Nicole James. I'm an internal medicine doctor and a cosmetic doctor. I'm here to help you with all of your body care and skincare issues. Today, I want to talk about ingrown hairs. They can be so annoying, painful, and can even get really badly infected. If this is a problem that you suffer with, you actually don't need to suffer with this anymore. I'm going to teach you exactly how to treat your ingrown hairs, fix them, and make sure that they never come back. An ingrown hair is basically just a hair that curls back into the skin and grows into the skin. When your hair grows back into the skin this way, your body doesn't think it's a hair. It actually thinks it's a foreign body. So you get all of this inflammation and sometimes even an infection while your body tries to fight this foreign body. Anyone can get an ingrown hair. A lot of men get them on their face, but women can often get them in their bikini line. And it can be a source of great pain, distress, and for a lot of women, they just don't like how they look, especially when they leave behind really annoying hyperpigmentation. They are much more common in coarser hair types. That's because the hair is more coily and so is more likely to curl inwards into the skin. So often this is something that really affects black and brown women and men. And unfortunately, because of our darker skin tone, inflammation that the ingrown hair causes can often leave behind a lot of hyperpigmentation, as the inflammation can cause the cells to produce more melanocytes. So why do we even get ingrown hair? Majority of the time it's because of your hair removal practices. The biggest culprits are shaving and waxing. I don't want to blame you guys, but truly that is what is going to contribute to you getting these ingrown hairs. But how do you even know if you have an ingrown hair? Let's say you shaved last week and you might see you have a tiny red inflamed bump. It may have a white head and you may even be able to see the hair curled in on itself. Let me tell you exactly why shaving can cause you to get an ingrown hair. When you shave, it cuts the hair really short and it can often leave a bevel tip. This tip is kind of sharp, so when the hair starts to grow, it will naturally form a path back into the skin, and because of this shaped bevel tip, it can pierce the skin and cause you to get these annoying ingrown hairs. And because you've cut the hair so short, it leaves a route for the hair to not even exit the skin and just curl straight back downward. This is actually called transfollicular penetration, and we also see this with waxing and plucking. The more traditional type of ingrown hair is called extrafollicular penetration. Now, whatever the type of ingrown hair you have, it's just so annoying. You guys may not like this piece of advice, but the most important thing you can do to prevent ingrown hairs is to do another method of hair removal. Favorite one to recommend is laser hair removal. Laser hair removal targets the follicle at the root. So fewer hair follicles means fewer opportunities for the hair to grow back in. It also makes the hair much lighter and softer, which means it's actually physically more difficult for the hair to penetrate back into the skin. However, if you have a darker skin tone, be careful with which laser you're using. I always recommend the ND YAG for deeper skin tones because it's safe. It's not going to cause more post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation like some of the other lasers, and you will be able to safely remove your hair. The downsides to laser hair removal, it's an expensive thing to do and it requires multiple sessions to really show a difference and improve your ingrown hairs. But if this is an expense that you can afford, I would really recommend doing it. It will also help to reduce the hyperpigmentation that you have in that bikini area as well. So it's just an all-round win-win. Now let's talk about some other methods of hair removal that you might be interested in. There are laser hair removal devices that you can use at home. The problem with these are they are not very strong, so you're not really going to see much benefit by using these at-home lasers. You're always going to be better off going to a licensed professional in office and investing in those full laser treatments. People often use hair removal creams. This can actually be a quite effective method for removing hair in a way that doesn't promote ingrown hairs. The creams basically break down the bonds in the hair and kind of fry the hair so that it falls off really at the root. The reason why I just generally don't recommend these kind of creams is that they can be very irritating to the skin, especially when you're using it in an area like your bikini line, which is very delicate. Plus, if you're someone with a darker skin tone, the inflammation and irritation that these creams can cause might lead you to have more hyperpigmentation. I honestly would proceed with caution with these hair removal creams. The last hair removal method that you might want to try are electric clippers. I do like these over traditional shaving because they don't cut the hair as short. It's annoying because you're going to have to keep trimming your hair more often, but because they're not cutting it as short as with shaving, you'll naturally get less ingrown hairs. I especially like to recommend these least for men who have to shave a lot, notice that they're getting a lot of ingrown hairs around the beard area. But they are going to leave you with a bit of stubble, so if you can handle that, this can be a really good option. Now, when it comes to preventing ingrown hairs, it really starts in the shower. Whether you're going to shave or not, this is the secret sauce to really preventing ingrown hairs from ever coming back. First off, if you plan on shaving and your hair is quite long, make sure you're trimming it first with an electric shaver. This is going to reduce the amount of passes that you have to do when you're actually shaving, if that's what you choose to do. Make sure you're never dry shaving and you're always using some sort of water to soften the hair before you shave. Make sure that you're using a razor with the least amount of razors in it. This sounds counterintuitive. Surely the more razors, the better the shave. The more razors you have, the more chances of irritation that you have. Just try to use razors that have 1 to 2 blades. Make sure you're shaving in the direction of growth. This also reduces the amount of irritation that you're going to experience when you're shaving. Also, avoid holding the skin really taut when you are going to shave. This is number one, going to cause more irritation, which we don't want. And number two, it's going to allow the hair to just bounce back and retract into the skin once you're finished shaving, which is going to promote ingrown hairs. Now, on days where you're not going to shave, it's really important that you use chemical exfoliation. If you really suffer with ingrown hairs, I'd recommend using salicylic acid. This is because there's a lot of debris and dead skin cells that form around the ingrown hair. Salicylic acid gets deep into that hair follicle to get out all of that gunk. Doing this 2 to 3 times a week is a really good way to prevent ingrown hairs and really helps to stop them forming in the very early stages. But make sure you're not exfoliating on the days where you're shaving, or it's going to be way too much for your skin. You're going to have way too much exfoliation going on. On those days, just use a nice hydrating body wash. Now, if you do get an ingrown hair, here's exactly how you're going to treat it. If you've been shaving and then a week later you get a really bad ingrown hair, just abstain from shaving for a couple of weeks. I know that sounds crazy, but usually it's enough to self-resolve the ingrown hair. You just stop shaving and don't cause any more trauma to the area. You can also use a nice warm compress on ones that are particularly painful. This can help to calm down the area and soften the ingrown hair. If you can see the loop of the hair and it's really easy to just pluck out, you can do that, but just make sure that you're not causing any damage or trauma to the skin. If the area is really red and inflamed, you can use some very hydrating moisturizers to calm down the inflammation. You can even use a low-dose steroid cream to help calm down that inflammation even more. If it looks really infected, you can dab on a little bit of benzoyl peroxide to the area. This will help to fight the infection. This can help to fight the infection, get rid of the bacteria that is causing the infected ingrown hair, and just help it resolve a little bit quicker. If you've really solved your ingrown hair problem, but you're still struggling with a lot of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation after the ingrown hairs, here's exactly what you're going to do. You are going to utilize glycolic acid to help to exfoliate the area and get rid of that hyperpigmentation. One I absolutely love is a glycolic acid body stick from The Ordinary. It has glycolic acid. It's also formulated in a way that's really easy to get around your bikini line. Also use glycolic acid body wash from Naturium. Slowly over time, get rid of that hyperpigmentation. Also make sure you're wearing sunscreen to any exposed areas. So that's it for my tips for ingrown hairs. Hopefully now with this information, you'll never ever have to suffer with an ingrown hair ever again. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. If there's any other problems that you want me to talk about and go through, let me know in the comments and I will get recorded. And don't forget to like and subscribe because it really does help me to create more videos even with my crazy busy schedule. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you guys in the next one.